Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the chat here. Hello, my name is Joshua Blessy. I am the Unknown Prophet. I do daily tarot readings from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I've got my beautiful little fuzzball warrior with me today, so he's just going to give me a snuggle real quick while I get all ready for you guys. So I do daily tarot readings from 7 to 10 a.m. every morning, Central Standard Time. I do two different kinds of readings. I do your typical past, present, future reading, or I do a more complicated reading called the Journey Layout. If you want to know more about the Journey Layout, please ask me. Otherwise, I just give you out your standard, typical past, present, future reading. So I use my homemade deck, the 5 Past Tarot. I try to help you find the best possible path for you and try to help you with what answers you may seek today. I am not a medical expert, nor a lawyer, nor a doctor. This is not for entertainment purposes only. I am trying to definitely help you here. So everybody say hi to my kitty cat Lucifer here real quick. So hi everybody. We're just gonna say hi real quick here. So looks like we got some people coming on in here. So now I'm going to be officially adding people to my list. So if you want to be added up to the list, sorry. Okay, you're gonna have to go, Fuzzball. Okay. Officially added to the list, please just say so in chat now, and you will be first come, first served basis. So first one gets a name and first one gets a reading. And you can ask all the questions you guys want me to know. But okay, let's see who came in first here. Okay, give me a second. I'm just writing down names here. Aishu, you're first. Theo, you're second. Oh, and Blissful, you're last. Okay. So I will be going in order. Please stay in chat. If I call you more than 3 times and you're not here when I call your name out, then I will move on to the next person line. It's not to be rude. It's just to make sure that things keep flowing and going and stuff like that. So, all right, Theo. Theo, hello and welcome on in. How are we doing today? I've got my cards all ready to rock and roll here for you, Theo. So all I need Theo to do is tell me, would you like a simple reading or a complicated reading? And then I need you to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10, Theo. These are by donations too, as well, guys. So if you can even afford to donate something after the reading, I would truly appreciate it. I'm not asking you to pay something up front, but after the reading, if you can afford to do so, please donate for the reading today, because these are by donations. So I complicated 4 times. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what I need you to do is pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your journey begins in my deck. And I'm going to put something up on the screen here real quick because I'm going to do this one for you. It's called my journey layout there, Theo, and I will explain this to you as soon as you're done picking your number. So really think about what you would like to know and pick that number with the first gut instinct you have. $35. So okay, give me a second. I kind of every day I've kind of adjust this. I'm gonna come back to this real quick here. I'll explain this to you in just a moment here, just so we know what we're doing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and then the 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and the 35th card is now on top. Now, I'm going to deal these out real quick, and then I'll explain everything to you here real quick, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to put something back on the screen for you here. Just give me a second here while I get these guys to come back out here so I can see all my cards here and kind of find out where my camera moved to over the night. I swear to God, that thing likes to move on me. Okay, so okay, so here's how my journey layout works there. Okay, Theo. So I'm going to bring this back up on the screen here just so you can see you. Okay, first thing I do is I take you down your past path. This is going to tell you all about your past victories and defeats that you may have made up to this point. But eventually we have to turn around and face our future. So this tells you all about how you get past the past and start moving forward. Then the wait path tells you all about that one thing you've been waiting for your whole life, waiting for the answers to come to you. But we need to make a logical decision or an emotional decision. We tend to wait here for the answers to come to us. So we continue forward as we begin to decide which fate we want to go on to next. Then I have you choose one of 3 different kinds of cards here to go down next. You get to go down each one of these cards, so don't worry about that. Just pick one in the order that you would like to pick them in. And then here is where I take you down one of 3 paths. I either take you down the hard path, which is one about overcoming adversity, getting to your goal as quickly as possible, but then you have to take a nice long break afterwards in order to recoup the energy. Then the easy path is all about taking one step at a time, one small goal at a time. You don't get to your major goal very quickly, but you do eventually get there. Then my unseen path is that one thing that's been right in front of your nose the whole time, that's been staring you in the face, telling you, hey, you need to get the big picture here and maybe use a little bit of your emotional mind and logical mind to use an easier or harder path, maybe just a tiny bit of both, but it's definitely one you're going to forge yourself. Then my home path tells you all about what you need to bring within yourself or expel within yourself. Then my leap of faith card is all about that fear that we need to overcome in order to move forward. We all know what we're jumping into. We're just not sure how we're going to land. And the wandering path card is all about that one choice and or decision we have yet to consider yet. You understand all that, Theo? Just let me know in the chat there. Understand, and then we will try to see what we can get divine for you today. Okay. And then it's issue next. Okay, good. So here's your reading for you today then. Okay. So in the past path, let me move this off the screen first of all, so you can see the cards a little bit better here. So right now in your, oh, I kind of have to move stuff around a tiny bit here today. I don't know why it's so far up today, but it's like I swear every day this thing likes to change its little position here. So, okay, so your past path. Well, I just got to explain what an unseen path is, but in this position, it means that maybe you have to start considering making that one choice that has been kind of staring you in your face from your past that you know you have to kind of go back and resolve a little bit. Because there's something that you have yet to do with that kind of maybe seem like it's an easy or a hard path for you to go down. Now, what this could entail you to do is there's one thing that's been kind of coming back in your life over and over and over again. It seems like you repeat this thing all the damn time. Well, that's the one thing that's been right in front of your nose the whole time, trying to tell you how can we move past the bad patterns or move in a different direction when we're getting this constant thing over and over again. They're trying to teach us a lesson. The universe is trying to teach us a lesson. Our deities of power are trying to get us to move into a certain direction. So it's all about that, moving forward and making that one thing that's been right in front of your nose all this time. You know what that is. It's just a matter of saying to yourself, I need to get up, back off of my butt. I need to start moving forward and maybe start forging a path that's my own choosing now, not one that's chosen for me. Then you have your weight path, okay? And your weight path is all about this reflection card. Now, the reflection card is all telling you about one of these things. Right now, you are in that state of life where you are trying to contemplate the different things and pieces that make up who you are. But it's not necessarily about all the little pieces. It's about the true reflection that you are showing back to this world. So just like in this picture, you see a nice lot of little mirrors in there, but behind all those mirrors is a nice, beautiful oak tree. You have to look really hard to see it because it's only a reflection of that which you believe in yourself. So it's time to start believing back in self again and really get a good, honest look at what you kind of accomplished up to this point. Take a good look at what you've become and say to yourself, hey, do I like where I am at or do I not like where I'm at? What am I willing to do to change? How do I need to find my happy? So now we get to go down one of two paths for you. Okay, you can go down your easy path, your hard path, or your unseen, or no, sorry, no, not sorry, I did it wrong. Easy, unseen, hard path. Which path would you like to go down next? Sorry, had a brain fart. I like could the colors of easy. Okay, so you want to go down the easy path, right? Which is your weight path, which means in the easy path, the easiest thing for you to do is start to make more concrete decisions. Maybe you're too gun shy about making a quick and impulsive decision sometimes. People who tend to want to make the easier choices in life don't always want to go against what seems to be the hardest kind of grain in their life. But sometimes we need that adversity. Sometimes we need that thing to move us forward. We need to see both sides of the coin before we can really truly understand what choice is going to be best for us in our lives. So it's all about you taking some time. The easiest thing you could do is to really come back to your life and ask yourself what makes up the bare essentials of where I would like to start my path at. And how can I move from this point forward in a direction that will be more conducive to living a better, happier life? It's not saying you have to follow any one simple path. Now you have that moment to decide, really take some stock and say, do I need to look back into my past to make sure I'm not reliving the same mistakes again? Do I need to start looking towards my that reflection that was that unseen path that I had before me, that I need to look back into myself and kind of really say, I like me a little bit more? or do I need to go down that hard path where you have a lot more adversity to go over? It's a decision making time for you. So the best kind of decisions you can make is try to really go back to your emotional mind and your logical mind and try to name at least a couple things off from each category of why you would like to start continuing to start moving in this direction. Excuse me. Because your hard path is telling you the hardest thing for you to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the flow of life. You have to be doing something. You can't just sit there back and relax. That's not relaxing to you. Relaxing actually probably makes you feel uncomfortable. But sometimes we have to find the joy in what we're doing once again. And even though, it takes time, time for us to find those flavors in our life, we have to find that joy back in our lives again. And it might seem like this is the hardest thing for us to do, but honestly, what does it take for you to be happy? What does that mean? Have you at least thought about what that could possibly mean to you? My version of happy and your version of happy are two different kinds of ideas of what those can be. You have to clearly define what you would like to have happen in your life, that maybe you have to come, the thing you have to be the most adversity getting over to your goals as quickly as possible is finding your happy every single day. That should be your only goal. Let's just find my happy every single day. Let the rest of the world take care of itself, because right now there's not much I can do about it anyway. Then we have your unseen path, right? And your unseen path is all about you doing one thing. You've been pushing up all of this old baggage up a hill for such a long time, you've forgotten how much it weighs. Well, in order for you to reach any goal or any dream, to really complete the journey, you have to stop being the one pushing up all that old crap that stands in your way. You have to clear off all of those bad old patterns that have been happening in your life. Just like Prometheus pushing up that rock up that hill, you have to take a step to the left or a step to the right and allow all of that baggage to roll down that hill back into the ravine where it can be smashed into smithereens, so you can continue your journey going forward. Why do you want to do this? Because you need to kind of get out of your own way a little bit. There's a little bit of things going on with you right now that you feel like you're kind of in this I want to find the answers kind of a moment. You already have the answers. You just have to get out of your own way so that you can finally make it up the rest of the hill. Now, I'll take you down one of two paths next. Would you like your home card first, which is this molding card, or do you want your leap of faith card, which is your pupil card? Issues next, and then blissful is after that. So would you like to go down your home path first, or your leap of faith card first? Okay, then here's what I feel that you need to hear first. You have gained a lot of knowledge throughout your life, but you have to learn to be the student again. Oh, that's the one I picked anyway, so that kind of worked. So it's time to maybe think about becoming a student of life, not necessarily going back to school or some kind of learning that's more constructive. Maybe it's about the learning how to live your life in a better, new, condensed way. The thing you're the most afraid of doing is leaving all of that stuff that you've worked on up to this point. You feel like if you have left behind all of that information to start a new journey, that why did I do all of that then? I want it to mean something, right? Well, sometimes the learning process or becoming a student again and learning how to be that student of life, but this time maybe find that joy and happiness that you need to find in that, is better for you to do that. So don't be afraid to take on something that you might need to relearn all over again. Maybe there's a past fear that you were trying to get past in your life, and you feel like there's something that you want to be able to get over, but don't be afraid of learning new things. Change is not as scary as you think it is sometimes. It's just what we do from every day to the next day. Then we have your home card, right? And your home card is telling you what you need to do within yourself the most is become the person who's in control of the mold in which you are creating. You are this very pliable clay right now. Now, are you going to let other people get in their hands in there and mold you into the shape they want you to be? Or are you going to start shaping your own mold into what you want yourself to be? Are you going to let other people decide what materials need to go into that thing that you will create? Or are you going to decide what materials you're going to use to create the item you're going to create? This is just the very beginning stages of you starting to mold yourself into the person you see yourself being someday down the road. And the best important thing for you to remember is that the better, almost brilliant way of you taking back that control and really taking that hands-on approach this time, because that's going to be the thing that makes you feel the happiest, the most fulfilled. It's going to allow you to finally choose the destiny and choices and path that you want to make for a change. A lot of us we want to listen to everybody in our lives. We're either very pleasing people pleasing people, or we're very, wanting to get that attention kind of people. I'm one of those I want to get attention kind of people. But it's definitely time to take back that control and be the one molding your own future, not letting other people's mold you. Your wandering path card, right, is telling you, though, that you need to get back around that community again. There's a community or a group of people that you have kind of haven't been around for a while that might be what you need to do. Go out, you need to have some fun, you need to be around your community of people, you need to go share your stories, you need to go share those moments when we get out into those moments, because you're right around the campfire. What do we do around campfires? We share our stories, we share our songs, we drink, we eat, we be merry. Most of the times when we're around a campfire. Well, guess what's inside of the center of this campfire? It's everything that we're going to start working on now. And how much do I need help from others around me? So get your support group in order and let them be the people who can support you for a change when you might need it now more than ever. So, Theo, that is your reading for today. I hope that helped you in some way, shape, or form. So that is your reading for today. Aishu, I'm sorry if I'm saying that. Ishu, you are next in line. Are you still here with me? Issue from YouTube. This is your first call. Thank you, Theo. I really hope you have a great rest of the day today. And don't forget, if you can either drop me a review or a donation somewhere down the line, I will greatly appreciate it. All right, Issue going twice. Blissful, you're next in line. So if he doesn't answer me before this next call out here in a little bit, you're next in line, Blissful. All right, one last call for ISHU. ISHU, you said you wanted a reading, but I told you had to stay in chat. Okay, well, the final call for that. Okay, Blissful. It's your time. Okay, here, simple 3-card shuffle. Thanks. Insight into my relationship. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to do what I call a cleansing shuffle first here, and I just kind of go until I feel like the cards are ready for you. And then, okay, so I just kind of cleanse out the old energy so that I can get ready. I'll feel right for you. And you said 3 shuffles for you. So these are your 3 shuffles. 1. 2. 3. And now I need you to pick a number 1 through 52. And I really want to think about that relationship and what you would like to know so that my cards can tell you the best possible answer. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21st card is where your answer is in my deck. Okay, let's give me a second here. All right, let's see what the cards have to say to you about your relationship. Okay, so here's your reading for you today, Blissful. Okay, and you can tell me or not tell me. It doesn't matter. You just got to take this the best way you can. To take whatever seems to fit the best for you. We'll go through that. If you want to add any information, you can. You don't have to. You can keep that as private as you want. I don't need that information to give you a reading. So, I just kind of pull in what you need to hear more than what you want to hear. So, if you're ready for that, say ready. We'll rock and roll. Okay. So, what's going on here is in your past, you have had to overcome that fear of something happening in that relationship. You're kind of scared that things aren't going to go the way that you're really ready for them to go sometimes. You're kind of wondering which direction they're going to go. But you're afraid of that rejection. You're afraid of that, maybe the person not wanting to be around you and stuff like that. But if you don't put that risk out there, that little bit of your heart out there, that tiny bit of risk, you can't gain anything in return. And the only thing stopping you from getting into this relationship that you would like to be able to get into somewhere down the line is that it's just you taking that one swallow, big ass gulp, and saying, I need to get myself out there and I need to put myself into these places that I can grow and be able to be seen. Because the leap of faith card is all about you overcoming your fears. So maybe there's something that you're kind of scared about doing. Maybe you're scared that people won't like you. Maybe you're scared that people won't accept you. Whatever those kind of fears might be about our personal persona or our looks or whatever way it is. You have to love yourself as much as you want the person to love you back in return. So go out with that positive attitude rather than that negative attitude. Start believing that the place you're jumping into now is going to be the place that's going to have the nice soft landing rather than our really hard landing. Remember, we all have that idea of what we're jumping into. We just don't know how we're going to land, but we can kind of mitigate the fall as long as we have the good grasp of that we're ready for it. You can survive a fall as long as you tuck and roll properly, right? But what's going on presently, it's definitely time for you to get around those family and friends of people, kind of like a camping weekend or some kind of a weekend where you get out to be with your friends. You're sharing your stories. You're sharing all the things that are going on with you right now, because I think that's where you're going to find the person that you are looking for. That the relationship is going to grow more because you're not only a part of each other, but you're a part of a broader community. You're all trying to work towards one common goal, that you're all trying to work towards one common belief system or belief moment. It's about you getting around though and sharing the stories, sharing your experiences, sharing yourself for the first time and allowing people to see you. Because that maybe this time you're tired of people falling along love with the wrong you, and you have to be able to show take off that mask we put on. Everyone puts on a mask every once in a while because that's how we feel safe in this world. But maybe it's time to take off the mask and be around those people that you trust the most to help you find that relationship in which you're ready. Your future card, though, is telling you it's time to start trusting that gut instinct, that ancient knowledge that you have had in your life. We all come into this world with a certain kind of a knowledge. We all agree to the contract and the life that we want to live in. And you're saying to yourself, no, I didn't. Well, if you're living the life you are living right now and you have made choices in your life, yes, that is exactly the contract you signed when you came into this world. But now it's time to start listening to your guides, your gods, those better angels. They're trying to show you where to go look, but you're just not listening. So kind of one of these times you kind of feel like, do you ever feel like someone's kind of tapping you on the left shoulder or someone's tapping you on the shoulder there? And it's time to just try to bring back that faith and trust those guides and gods again, that they are trying to lead you towards the right place. The reason they had to put you in the position you were in the first place is they had to let you know this isn't what you want. So now you've been through a period of time basically showing you what you don't want your love or relationship to be. Now you can finally make a clean break, start making better choices and decisions. You can do something that is spiritual in even the smallest little bit of a way, but just kind of trusting your higher power, your better angels, or those guides that are in your life to help you chart to pick and choose where that relationship can be found. That's what's going to help you the most going in your future, because you have my fermentation card, and that's what the destiny is all being brought back together is. My destiny card right here is the fermentation card. Now, I want you to think of it like this. What kind of a relationship do you want to have? If you don't add the right kinds of things into this relationship, it can turn out to be not such a great tasting relationship. Think of it like you're creating a well crafted beer. You have to add the right sugars, you have to add the right yeast, you have to add the right spices, the right barbs, hops, barley, all those things. You have to let it sit in this thing for quite a long time before it's ready to become a consumable drink. So this is what it's taking. It may be taking a little bit longer, but maybe they're getting just the right person ready for you, and they're just not done cooking yet. All they have to do is finish up a little bit more about what's going on in their own life before they can be ready for you. Sorry, sometimes I get this little bit of a asthma slash acid reflux thingy. So, but it's time for you to start considering what kind of ingredients do you want to put into that elixir of life that you want to be able to drink from the cup with this partner someday. What kind of relationship do you want it to be? Let's set down the very basics of what that means. Um, don't try to pick a specific person. Well, he might be, but you're not allowing it enough time. You know, and let's well just think of it this way: is he worth the wait? If he had a little bit left to complete on his life to be ready for a person like you, would you allow them to finish up what they needed to do with their life before they're ready for you? Because I feel like that's kind of what's happening. It's kind of like they've got to finish up a little bit of their own personal journey first before they might be ready for you. But whatever is happening right now, it's definitely something you should trust your instincts the most. So if you feel like this is a good choice and decision for you to make, you should trust that gut, because that they are trying to gear you towards that. But you have to be patient and get it around, give it some more time to develop and allow it to finally, be able to get back into there. But being around your community and the people who can allow you to be a little bit less more free than more condensed kind of dating, maybe a little bit more out kind of party with your friends and you're going on dates with them kind of deals rather than the formal kind of stuff like that. Yeah. And I think that's part of the issues is the more you're forcing it into this little box you want it to be in. No, the way good love works, okay, is you have to be patient. You have to be open to that communication. Allow yourself to be able to have that open communication. Be as open and honest as you can possibly be. Be that person who's going to share your emotions with your other partner. Be willing to listen to when you are wrong and be able to listen to when you are right. Okay? Doesn't matter who's right or wrong. You have to remember there's another person in this equation. So if you're waiting for them to ask you out, maybe it's time for you to go ask them, because I think that maybe that might be the thing. And I will get to you in just a second, Hyper. So I think that might be something that if you feel that it's getting close to that beautiful elixir of life, but think of it this way. When you are done crafting this beautiful relationship and you start living this life and you're sipping this beautiful elixir of life, this love that you want to have last a lifetime, isn't that going to taste a lot better going down now that you gave it some time to develop before, just like a fine wine or a well crafted beer? So it's just allowing you to give yourself some time here. So from what I'm looking at here, you need to get over your own fears. So I think what you need to do is stop being afraid that this is the right one first and foremost. Second of all, get around people that are going to make you feel a little bit more comfortable, even if that means you have to be around with him with other people for a while. Whatever makes you feel most comfortable about showing that true one face of yours, so that he can fall in love with the real you, not the commercialized version we put out there for everyone to say, okay, no, let him fall in love with the real you. But you have to start trusting that ancient knowledge, or your intuitions, your instincts, those ancestors helping you, try to lead you towards the right direction. But allow that time to happen. And I think things are going to work out. Yeah. I think, like I said, I keep coming back to this phrase. You're not giving him enough time to finish cooking yet. Do you want the raw burger, or do you want the medium rare burger that's going to taste better, or do you want the well done burger? How do you like your burger done? If you go too early, you could get sick. If you go too late, you might not be the best tasting thing in the world. So, all right, we have Hyper. Hyper is next in line. Hyper, how are you doing today? Give me a second here, guys. I just got to cool off a tiny bit here. Oh, every once in a while it gets a little hot in here, and I got to just add a little bit of water onto my head, get some of these old things here off of me. All right, Hyper. All I want to do is give me a second to do a cleansing shuffle real quick before I look up at anything there. This is how I get rid of the energy from the previous reading, so that I can give you the good reading that's just ready for you today. I've been doing awesome though, Hyper. I've been having a really positive morning so far, although I've only been up for about an hour and a half. So I got my coffee. I've got my energy ready to rock and roll. I know what it's like to be running out of your meds, especially if they're pain medications or medications that keep you kind of stable and safe sometimes, because I have those moments too where I have to kind of work, be good on myself. So how can I help you today, my friend? What would you like a simple past, present, future reading for yourself there? Okay, we'll do you a simple past, present, future reading then, just to get you a little bit of guidance for today here. There we go. So all I need from you there is to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10. Okay? Seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your answer is in my deck there. $42. I'll grab my towel. We'll go along on a magic carpet ride. Hello, Miss Zen. Welcome in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 5, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, and the 42nd card is now on top of my deck there. Oh, okay, Karma. Thanks. All right. So I got to get you your reading here for you today, Hyper. Okay. Oh. All right then. Hyper, here's your name and welcome on in, young lady. Nice to see you here, by the way. So what kind of you've been going through right now in your past is you've been feeling very trapped in this kind of cold block of ice that you don't feel like you can get out of. You feel very trapped in and feel like the whole world is being cold and unattentive to you. You feel like you're not allowing yourself these things to happen. But there's something from your past that you need to start working on yourself in the future. You need to start bringing those positive rays of light back into your life to start melting this ice away. So it's something that's happened in your past that kind of made you feel a little bit more distant from people, has kind of kept you at that people don't come close to you or near you very often because you're very defensive, or sometimes you can be defensive. And when people get around you, they're just not sure how to interact with you, because every time they try to get near you, they get that nice cold breeze, that real cold thing. But what you have to realize is that you've had the golden hammer in your pocket the entire time, and you could have chipped away at that little space that you have inside of yourself right now. And all you have to do is start adding those positive energy lights onto it. I am going to be able to do this. I will be able to do this. Every time you think something positive in your life, you're chipping away another little block of that ice. Or you can just start taking in the positive emotions and feelings from those who can surround you to warm you up, to really melt that ice off of you quickly so you can break apart from it. But where do you need to start looking towards in the future? You have to start. And Athena, I will get you next. Okay. Thank you, Athena. So please stay in chat. If you're not here when I call your name out more than 3 times, I do move on. Okay, guys? Okay, back to your reading there, Hyper. So it's definitely time for you to start considering this. Now that once you get out of this ice and you break free of this thing that you feel trapped in, it's time to start bringing back that positive glow within your life once again. You have been walking in the shadows for far too long. It's time to start creating that which you want in your life, creating that positive energy. Like you are starting to embark on this new journey. I'm going to start working with some new materials. I'm going to put these materials into a shape that's going to form the best possible me. And now I'm going to put those grooves into it to make sure it looks all nice and decorative. And then I'm going to paint it. But what I need to do the most in my life is I had to add that extra layer of protection on me. Kind of like that personal aura of yours has to be beefed up a little bit right now. If you've been feeling very drained, kind of sluggish lately or something like that, it's time to kind of give yourself, you need a day to laugh. Okay, you need a day to bring that joy into your life once again. You know, so it's about bringing something back into you that's gonna not only gonna make you feel empowered and feel like you're back on the track of something that you feel very passionate and wanted to be able to do. It's time to start getting back into that thing that makes you be the most passionate about life, the happiest about life, trying to find the best day ever. But it's adding that extra protective barrier onto yourself that you need to start doing. Because when you're going out into this world, once you've created this beautiful thing that what you've created, if you haven't added that glaze or that protective glaze that's on that pot, or that glaze that you can shine, because people won't be able to stand the light and they'll have to turn away from you and walk out of your life. That's not a bad thing. That means that those aren't the people you need in your life anymore. Now it's time to accept these positive people into your life and start changing the way you want it to. Coming for you in your future, it is definitely time for you to reconsider whether you are a lone wolf, a part of a pack, or just a follower, or just a traveler along, because you have been kind of playing the lone wolf card for quite a long time. It's something that you've been kind of going out there because you've always wanted to see if the grass is greener on the other side. Sometimes when you get into a situation, it seems like it kind of falls to the wayside of your expectations very quickly, but you have to go out there and search for something new. Just like a wolf does, they start with their original pack, but they have to go out there and venture out into the world, calling to the world to hear the call of their wild or to let their emotions out, to find their mate, to find their new pack. You know, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be the leader of the pack. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to be the follower of the pack. When wolves howl, they are calling out to their truest family to come be with them, whether they've been there for 5 seconds or 5,000 years. They know which ones are their family members. And allowing your emotions to kind of come out right now within yourself and allow to call to that family, because this is my father's card. And my father didn't always do everything right in his past. Who did? Okay. But he went away from the family that he was a part of to begin with, that me, my mom, and my brother, and stuff like that. Things didn't work out the greatest way. He went and tried to find a couple different packs to be a part of, but never really felt like those were where he belonged. He eventually came back and rejoined our family and remarried my mom after almost 15 years apart. But the reason he did that was because he knew where the true family that was going to be the thing that he's been seeking for all this time was right there in front of him. So maybe it's time to put down some roots, stay in that pack, and be a part of it rather than be that loner wolf, be a part of that thing. And also, if there's a father figure in your life right now that you could get some advice about what you would like to be doing somewhere in the future, it's definitely time to seek out that father figure. He's going to help you kind of move past some of those old bad hurts and feelings that you've kind of had for a while. Yes, Athena, you're next in line as soon as I'm done with this young person. So just stay in chat and I will help be more than able to give you a reading. I'm almost done here. So what is this whole situation about for you? It's all about you rediscovering one thing. Just like in all things in life, we go through cycles. Yes, life comes and goes, and life comes in these cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Well, right now, you've just finished throwing out all the crap of your life, and you've kind of had to let that fermentate for a while in the ground to become that new fertilizer, so that when you're ready to start planting those new seeds to start your new growth, a new journey, that's what you are starting to work on now. You're starting to pick which kind of seeds you want to put back into your garden. You're using all that which you have done up to this point as your place of where you're going to start planting it. So you're using all of the bad stuff that happened to you to fuel a better future for yourself. Because now we know what mistakes and choices we don't want to make anymore. Now we're going to start making better concrete choices that are going to lead us into making better patterns, saner patterns, not so much trying to do it on your own, because that's definitely what one of the Blue Wolf cards is definitely telling you, to stop trying to do it all by yourself. You have a community that can help you with it. Lean on them. But you have to be that life-giving nutrient dirt that's ready to be planted in. So this is your time to grow. So if there's a project or something that you'd really like to be doing right now, now's the time to start that. So when I look over your whole reading and I ask myself, what could this possibly mean for you, right? Break free of that ice cage you put yourself in. Don't let the world intimidate you from being happy. It doesn't necessarily have to be all about the goods and bads of every single moment. It's definitely time for you to break free of those things that you feel are keeping you trapped. If those things are no longer serving you any purpose, well, then let's melt them and give them away from you so we can start making better choices. I want to add that protectional barrier onto myself now. I want to add that positivity back onto my cloak, because I want to be adding that glaze onto that clay pot so that I can not only protect myself when I go out into that world, it will last a while this time. That way I won't worry about it breaking so easily, because it's time for me to call out to my truest family and find that pack that's going to help me grow in these places, because I am ready to start growing. And I think that my last minute intuitional thoughts for you, Hyper, on that is, it just feels like there might, I want to kind of go back to the Blue Wolf card, and I think the reason it resonates is I don't know whether or not Dad is being a responsible father or not, even if he's just coming to visit. but maybe you need to put down your foot a little bit more and have him step up his game on how much he's going to contribute to the raising of your child, because you can't do this alone. And no matter what, unless they're no longer here, they can help. If they don't want to help, then there's a lot of guys out there who are good, nice, wonderful men or women who would love to be able to raise your child with you. Whatever floats your boat, I don't care. But it's definitely time for you to kind of take back your control. Um, and be the one who lives their truth for a change rather than by anybody else's standards. That's your reading today. Okay, Athena, give me a second. I've got to do a cleansing shuffle for you here real quick. I want to have a cigarette break before I do another reading. Maya. You're welcome. I hope that helped you today. Give you some kind of good information. If nothing else, I kind of think that this is whether or not that son or that father get back, you can be the catalyst to be you are the bridge between them. So take it from someone who once told my father to go fuck himself and to leave me alone and never be a part of my life again. Then one day I woke up and realized I might want to be careful of what I wish for, because one day he might not be there. And he was never a cruel man. He was never a bad man. He just didn't know how to figure out his life sometimes, and I had to give him a benefit of the doubt that he was human too. We forget our parents are human. So, Athena, we're going to get you a reading, but I'm going to take a quick smoke break real quick. I hope you don't mind. So I'm going to start shuffling the deck for you, cleansing out the old reading. And thank you very much if you do decide to donate today. I truly do appreciate that. I appreciate anything you are able to give to me, guys. So, but I am trying to help people out here. That's why I ask for donations, and I don't ask you to pay something up front, because at bare minimum, you get some help today. Oh. So let me just have this nice, relaxing cigarette for a change. And I want you to start thinking about, Athena, are you still here? Just to double check to make sure you're still here. Okay, good. Start thinking about what kind of a reading would you like. Would you like a simple 3-card reading, past, present, future, or do you want a complicated reading? What is your pleasure for you today? And you don't have to tell me any information you don't want to tell me. All I will need from you is then how many times you want me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10. Thank you for lurking. I appreciate that. And also, then when you're done thinking about how many times you want me to shuffle the deck for you, we'll do the 1 through 52, and that's kind of like cutting your deck afterwards. So think of a number while you're thinking of both these numbers. First, try to think about the question you have in mind, then think about what you want to know about the question when I ask you 1 through 52 there. So whenever you're ready, just give that a think. Tell me your numbers of how many times you want me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10, and then we will continue on after that one here. I'm almost done with my cigarette here. It's not going to take me that long to smoke this. So 7 times. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your answer is in my deck. And we'll get to those other two cards in a little bit here. So once again, I need a number 1 through 52 there, Athena. Okay, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and the 23rd card is on top here. Okay. So here's your reading for today. Now, I had two cards that popped out on me. We'll get to those after this reading. Usually when cards pop out of a deck, it's a special message from deity. We'll get to that after I do the general reading for you, okay? So first of all, in your past, it's been time for you to kind of release something from your past. It's something you've been holding on to for far too long that you need to let go of, that you need to be free of, that you need to either forgive yourself or forgive the other person for, because the only thing that's holding you back is that. The only thing holding you back is that ability to release that energy out into the world and finally be free of it. Get it all out of your system. You need to go to a place where you can scream, yell, kick, whatever thing you need to do in order to release these bent up emotions that you have within the side of yourself and finally free them and get them out into the world so that they don't stay stuck in you any longer. And sometimes that seems like that's the hardest thing for you to do is to share those emotions. But if you can't share them with people, share them with Mother Nature, share them with a nice quiet place where no one can hear you. Scream, yell, dance, sing, whatever way you need to do it. But you need to release some of this pent up energy that you've been kind of keeping inside of yourself more and more. It's definitely time for you to start considering, what do I need to let go of? Because it's one of those things where it's been weighing you down pretty much your whole life. Now is your turn to release this back into the world so that it can no longer harm you and it can help drive you forward. Then we have what's going on presently. And it's time to open up those lines of communication again. You have my Vine card, which means it's time to start opening up those lines of communication, not only with yourself, but the people surrounding you. They're not getting enough of the information they need to make a good decision. Neither are you. You have to start taking in all of the information that you are getting from a lot of different people and say to yourself, which ones work best for me? You don't have to accept all the knowledge that everyone has to share for you, but what will work best for me? How can I communicate with my mind, body, and spirit in equal forms the best way possible so I can live the best life balance life I can live, okay? Because it's time for you to start communicating between what your physical body needs, what your mental body needs, and what your spiritual body needs. This is going to help you move into a more forward motion instead of being stuck in one place. The better you are communicating with not only yourself and others, that is when the universe starts to answer our questions a little bit better, because it's waiting for us to really define what we want, not what, define what we need, not what we want. It doesn't always give us our wants. It gives us more what we need. But it's definitely time for you to stop sitting around and waiting for this future to happen. You've probably been trying to go to a certain goal or dream for a long time, but you've probably been taking your sweet ass time with it. And you've been thinking about doing something to drive you forward a little bit more, but you don't want to take the hard path anymore. You don't want to take the easy path anymore. You want to take a path that's just a nice leisurely drive. You want to get to where your goals and dreams are, and you want to be able to get out and enjoy those goals and dreams. Well, you have to get into the car and start to drive yourself to that location. Why are you walking? Why can't you get into your spiritual car and say, what thing do I need to do to get myself to that goal and dream? I can grab my mythical snacks, my mythical best friend, turn on those tunes, roll down that window. It's time to go on the road trip of life and find what's at the end of this road, because you're about to embark on that journey driving toward the future that you've always wanted. But now is your turn to be the one in control of the driver's seat and get going on that road again. Now, what does your destiny card tell you? This is all about you re-embracing your happy once again. Your destiny card tells you it is time to start basking in the sun like a field of sunflowers looking for the ray of light. It's time for you to start bringing in those positive influences back into your life. You've been stuck in the shadows too long. It's time for you to remember that you are not the darkness. You are the light in the darkness. That you are the thing that shines. The more we look towards the darkness, the more we only see the darkness. The moment we turn around and start seeing that light is the moment the light starts to become more into focus. Yes, we need the darkness to change. Yes, we need the darkness to grow, but we can't live in there forever. It's time to find your happy again and find your bliss and find that moment where you can truly be the best person you want to be for you. Allow these people, because this is a group of people too that are going to help you do this as well. So look out for that positive group of people that's going to keep you moving in that positive direction in which you want to be in. When I look at this part of your reading and I ask myself, what could this possibly mean for you, Athena? Time to take back and release that bent up stuff that you have coming in from your past. It's time to forgive, forget, move on in order for you to be a more cohesive person. The moment you drop this off and don't let this be a part of your repertoire anymore, the better you're going to start communicating that with your mind, body, and spirit so that they can start communicating effectively so you can start actually getting what you need, and the wants will come along later because you're going to start to drive to that location that's going to be where you get into that car. Yes, we have to obey the speed limits of life and we have to obey all the rules of the road, but we get to be the one in control of the driver's seat and where and when and how we get there, because we're going to start living in the happy. Now, I want to get to these two other cards here that popped out on you. Whenever cards like this pop out in a deck, it's take it from, if you believe in your angels, your gods, whatever kind of personal deity that you believe in. This is kind of a message from them telling you something they think that you need to hear today. So you have, I'm just going to put these other cards right over here for now and put them back down in the pile because we're going to concentrate on these cards. So what your deity power is telling you to do is, it's time to be that explosive volcano. You have to start getting mad that your life isn't going the way you want it to. You have to be that explosive power that is going to start to put out into this universe your voice of what you actually need in your life. It's time to be like that lava flow that creates and destroys land. There are a lot of bad patterns standing in your way. You're going to mold those old bad patterns down in order to create that new land, that new future. Just be like a lava flow. You can go wherever you want to go. Nothing can stand in your way. You have all the power and energy you need to be able to do this project. But until you start believing in the power that you have, you will never complete the beautiful picture of who you are. Yes, that last puzzle piece that you need in your life right now, the last thing that you need to be able to see that whole complete picture of who you are is that belief system that you have the ability to make your own destiny, that you can start deciding today will be my best day ever because I'm going to start living my life the way I want to live it rather than let people decide what my picture is. I'm going to decide what my picture is. Yes, you see this nice, beautiful black and white photo that sits in front of you. Maybe there's a little bit more you want to add on to the picture. These are just the basic essentials of who you are. They're letting people see the surface of you, but are they seeing the flourishes or the colors or the detail? And that's what you have to start deciding is, what are you going to share with others about your dreams and goals and stuff that are going to help you keep motivated? And that's something that your deity of power is telling you to do a little bit right now. And that is your reading, Athena. Last minute intuitional thoughts for you, though, Athena. I think it's more of it's time for you to embrace that power again. That beautiful inner power you have inside of yourself. It's time to start letting that shine a little bit more and believing that you can have a happier life. That's what it's going to start the ball rolling towards, that happier life. That's your reading, sweetie. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to make myself more coffee here. Yeah, asthma coffee. Coffee. Can you smell it? Oh, can we take in this breath of life today? And today be okay with our day just being good for today? Can we live every day as if it is our best day ever? Can we just find our happy for this moment? And then maybe the next moment will lead us to the thing we are looking for the most. You're welcome, Athena. Appreciate that. Yes, Asmir coffee. Coffee. Ha 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 ha. That's a good one there. Well, you know what? We don't always have tarot readings here. Sometimes we just chat and chill about life too. So even if you don't have a tarot reading in mind for yourself, if you want to sit here, chat and chill about some of the things going on with your life or something that you might want some of my intuitional advice about, do that too sometimes. So or you just want to shoot the breeze, see how life's been treating you. How's my life been treating me? I had a very busy last couple of days. I'm starting to try to become a part of a ghost hunting team, and it's becoming a little bit more expensive than I thought it was going to be. And I'm kind of deciding whether or not this is something I can afford to do. It's something I really want to do, but I don't know if I can afford to do it. This isn't going to help my financial woes. This is probably going to put another dent in it. And right now, I don't know. Yeah, I'm entering the field of I've been a tarot reader and a palm reader and person who has heard spirit for almost 25 years. I'm trying to I just had my orientation yesterday of becoming a part of the Minnesota Spirit Hunters, but I'm a medium and a sensitive, but I don't have a lot of funds right now. I don't have a lot of money at all. I live on assistance. I do this because I'm trying to not only fill my day with something to do every day so I don't become a bored, lazy slob every day, but I'm also trying to expand my horizons. And I've heard spirit since I was 8 years old. So to be able to actually interact and be able to get some maybe even one answer, even if I get to be in communication with one spirit, and to prove to me that that's what I needed to hear. And then somewhere down the line we're gonna have a podcast and stuff about that and stuff like that. So it's just getting started now. So I'm really excited about that opportunity. We just got done having our ramp built. So for my wife who just became recently disabled this year. Well, she was disabled before, but she became even more disabled. Lost part of her foot on her right and lost her left leg below the knee. So, and it wasn't something she really wanted to have to go through, but it saved her life. So, and it's something I've really wanted to do my whole life, but I didn't realize how expensive it could be. You know, yeah, yeah, like I said, I like to say this a lot here because there's a lot of things I want, but is it something I truly need? Well, maybe I can want it later, but right now that's not what I need to survive. I need to make up rent. I need to be able to pay my bills. I need to do all this other stuff. That's the most important thing right now. Welcome in, Feather. How you doing, Featherstone? You're up there, young lady. You're just chatting around for a bit, so what kind of a reading would you like, young my friend? Alrighty. Let me do a cleansing shuffle for you. All right, pick a number 1 through 52. How many times am I shuffling for you today? Now you want me to shuffle 15 times? 1 through 10 is the usual, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Pick your number 1 through 52. While I finish my cigarette. Seventh card, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seventh card. All right, here's your reading today, Featherstone. So you've had a path that hasn't had a lot of direction recently, or hasn't been a path that you're kind of sure that you want to be on right now. You've been kind of wandering out there, trying to find the path that's going to fit you the most right now. And you don't really have a time limit or a location or any which way you really want to go. Right now, you just kind of feel like you don't really have any direction. And coming from your past, there's this message that's been kind of with you a while now, that there's something that you need to kind of come to terms with on this path of wandering. You're finding the information that you need along this journey, because it's during this journey that you've taken from then until now. Oh, I think my tablet just died. Okay, well, whatever. My tablet just died. But it's definitely time for you to stop always be worried about having a direction. Sometimes not having a direction leads us to the places we need to be the most. I think you're very always concerned about what direction you're going in and why you're going this way and when you're going this way. It might be time to take a step back and maybe just allow yourself to go with the flow a little bit more. There's definitely something that you're angry about. Maybe you're angry about your success. You're angry about something someone did to you, or angry about life in general. There's something within your life that is bringing you a little bit of discomfort. And the only way for you to truly get past it is for you to finally release this energy. For you to get out of yourself and to be able to say, hey, first I have to admit to myself that I'm angry. It's a stage of grief. Just like anything in life, when we're letting something go out of our lives, we go through those stages of grief. Everyone knows what those stages is. Well, if you don't, you can go look them up. But anger is definitely one of those stages. In order for us to finally move towards that acceptance, we have to release those emotions that we are holding ourselves inside. We are distraught, we're depressed, then we get angry, then we feel guilty about wanting to move on in the first place. Then we have to come to some sort of acceptance. Then we have to remember we have to start living our own life again. So whatever this situation is that you need to deal with right now, it's okay to be mad about it. why aren't you doing something more conducive to get rid of this thing that's holding you back? Even if that means you just need to go out to a gym and punch the punching bag a little bit, or maybe you need to do some more running, or maybe what you can do is you can grab that mythical plate of yours that you have in your pile of bad dishes. You can write on those dishes 5 things that you want to be that you don't want to be angry about anymore, so that you can start to let them go and move forward. But coming for you in future is a lot of enjoyment. So after this moment of you releasing this information, you're going to gain a lot more joy coming in your life, because now you're going to start living for the happy. We've released the bad so we can accept the good. It's time to find that joy back in our lives again. What is driving you? What are the things that you absolutely need to be happy? What are the things that you need in your life again, that are going to find the joy back in what you need to do every single day? What aren't you doing right now that's not allowing you to find that happy? You have to kind of come to a better understanding of what that means within you, and write that down on a sheet of paper so that you can read it every day. This is what it means to be happy. A mantra, a phrase, something that gets you motivated to start taking that step towards that joyous moment you want. Because what it's saying right now is you're stuck on this wait path. You're waiting for things to happen for you. Guess what? Life very rarely works where things just plop in your lap and decide your fate for you. Sometimes we have to make the hard choice, the easy choice, the unseen choice. We have to take back into ourselves that control. Use your a logical mind. Think about this logically. What is it that's going to take for me to move forward and get up off of the spot and not moving forward? What's going to motivate me? Let's take that hard path to do that. What's going to help me in my easy path? What's going to make me make a small attainable goals to be able to reach my goals, but I still want to be able to have energy at the end of my journey? Do I want to just stop worrying about a certain kind of path and just maybe take one that's I'm forging myself? I'm going to just see where it goes. Who cares where I end up? At least it's an experience. That's an unseen path. You have to start to decide what path is going to serve you the best right now. Is the past really going to serve you any longer? Have we learned the lessons? Let's take those lessons and move them into the future by allowing us to make better choices and decisions for ourselves now. So it's definitely about choice for you today, you know, and about giving back to self this moment. First, you have to give yourself back the freedom that you need back in your life. Stop being so worried about the who, what's, where's, why's, and when's of when things are going to happen. Just start living life a little bit, going with the flow. Get rid of all those bent up emotions, whether it's anger, sadness, or whatever. It's telling you it's time to release those emotions and let those not be affecting you anymore, so that you can start finding the happy again. That's your reading there, Al. Um, Literature Club, Docky, Literature Club. Did you want a reading? You didn't. You just asked a question. You didn't ask for a reading. And I usually wait till people say they would like a reading. If you're just asking a question, I'm in the middle of a reading. I'm going to wait. No, you can join the queue again. I usually do one free reading for most people. After that, I try to ask for some sort of a donation. I don't know if you made a donation already, but my tablet died, so I can't see notifications right now. So, but I will be happy to give you another reading after I find out if there's anybody else who needs anything else. So, that's fine. Like I said, it's just saying you made a donation. That's all I ask. As if I'm going to give you more than a couple of readings, I want to at least have something to show for it. So, yep, you're already in the queue. It's your turn. As soon as I can fix something here in the comment section. All right, it's your turn. Like I said, I understand money is an issue. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go take a quick restroom break real quick, guys. So, where is it? I'm gonna go take a quick restroom break. I will be right back, and then I will do your reading for you. Okay, Hyper. So just take some time to really think about what you want to know, and I will be back in just a short bit. Okay, guys. All right, everybody, I'm back here. Alrighty, Shinam, I just saw you say you wanted to be added to the list. You'll be next. Let's see what they can say for you, okay? Pick your number 1 through 10 there, Hyper. And then you're next after that, Sheenam. You're still here. Hopefully you are. One time. Pick your number 1 through 52. That's where your answer is in my deck. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and the 34th card is where your answer is in my deck. Let's see what the card's telling you. Okay. Hey, Sheenam, I didn't ever see if you were still here or not, so you're next in line, just to make sure. I saw you come in right as I was heading out to the bathroom, and bladder was first, so okay. But here's your reading for this question, okay, Hyper? So, I know that you want this to be an existing idea, but remember that a loveless relationship, one where no one can ever love you back in return, is not love. It is obsession. Obsession will turn into something worse down the line. So, can you fall in love with him as a friend? Can you fall in love with him as far as being someone who will be there for him, his life, or will he be able to be there for you, his life? You just met this person, so there might be some more time required for this to happen, because the exist card is saying, hey, we want this to happen, we want this to become into existence. That's not always necessarily a good thing, because the moment we make this a reality is when reality hits home. And if you're in two different places trying to have a relationship, and he's already let you know that he doesn't want it to be anything other than a platonic relationship, you kind of have to take that at face value. Now, can it turn into something somewhere in the future? Sure, maybe it can, but let's just keep it as that for right now and see where it goes for now. Let's just be the good friend we can be and try to keep our romantic feelings in check until there's signs that he might want it a different way. Otherwise, just take it as the good friend you already need in your life. Love comes in a lot of different forms. You don't need a romantic love to find love. But it's definitely time to start contemplating other choices out there. Maybe this guy isn't the right one for you anyway, because the contemplate card is coming out there to tell you there are a lot of other choices out there in front of you that could be a lot better. You know, and you contemplating that there might be romantic love out there for you. Do you want that to stop you from finding someone who can truly love you back in return? Trust me, that's the best kind of love. I was in a loveless relationship before I married my wife. I was obsessed with this girl for 15 years. I loved her, and she told me from the very beginning she could never love me back in return. It was a completely platonic thing. I wasted 15 years of my life because I couldn't get over the fact that I loved them so much. Now, we aren't even friends to this day because I couldn't get past it. I had to end that relationship because I was starting to do unhealthy things, and I didn't want to hurt my friend, and I didn't want to hurt myself. I couldn't do it anymore. I had to walk away. Then I found a couple months later after that, after some much needed getting myself all spruced up, my wife decides to come find me. So you might be letting go of one relationship in order to accept a new relationship, and maybe they're the one who will help you find that relationship. But you have to contemplate the choices that are right in front of you. There aren't any bad choices, they're just choices. But you got my Gardenia Rose card in the future here, and this is very something I kind of want to tell you, because my mom used to tell me all the time when I was in love with this girl who wouldn't love me back in return, "You're better than this. You deserve someone who will love you back in return." And I didn't want to listen. I didn't listen so much that like I said, I did things that were not healthy at the time. I never did anything bad to her or did something that would be considered illegal, or, never took out my emotions into a place they never belonged. But I hurt myself a lot for 15 years. And she was always telling me that I had to learn to love myself before I was ready for the love of my life to find me. That if this person couldn't love me back in return, if I could just accept that they'd only be my friend, I would have had a lot happier life. I wish I had listened to my mother. But the gardenia rose is all about you growing in those places that are the most difficult to grow. It can grow in the tiniest speck of dirt, the tiniest amount of light, even the tiniest amount of shade. It likes it to grow in the most resilient of places. So where it decides to grow is where it decides to flourish. So just like my mom had to do in her life, she had to learn to turn her life from being one of sorrow and living in the past to living for the future and living every day as if it was her best day ever, constantly reminding me to believe in myself, to remember that I am loved and am worthy of love, that all I had to do to accept that was first love myself. And that's kind of like some message here that maybe it's time to do a little bit more of that. And if there's a mother figure in your life that you could seek some advice from in your life right now, that's something that might be helpful to your situation. But the destiny card, okay, and I say this with all due respect, the destiny card you've drawn is my unison card. Now, before I became the unknown prophet, I was unison. There were two different parts of my persona that were at war with one another. There was what I like to call the Josh who would follow the rules, or good Josh, bad Josh. Let's just say good Josh, bad Josh. And I had to learn how to walk what I call the gray in between. Just like in love, I had to learn how to walk where I could have moments where I would be in love with people who would love me back in return. That's the kind of step I want to be making onto my life. But every once in a while, I would make a misstep and fall back in love with the person who wasn't right for me. And it took some time for me to start to learn that I had to work together with both sides of myself of what I truly wanted in my life. What do I truly need, though, is what I needed to remember that I had to have first. Wants are going to come and go, but are you going to find the one that you need? So this is all about finding when I first saw this symbol, when I was a young boy, it told me that I would eventually find my one true love. So there might be one true love on its way, but it took time for it to happen. It didn't happen overnight. I followed a dream and a belief for almost 25 years before I found the woman who would be my wife someday. And you know what? I had to believe that it was possible before I could have it come into my life. And that's basically what I feel. Um, and I'm bisexual too. So sometimes you're at war with those parts of ourselves. Um, and sometimes we have to really decide what kind of a relationship that we want to, and what is going to be the more fulfilling kind of relationship, especially when you're dually attracted to dual kinds of sexes. And sometimes that makes it even more confusing. Now, I married my wife. She's a bisexual woman. We both married one another, a man and a woman. Happy Pride to you as well. But, before that, we weren't quite sure. Sometimes too good to be true was too scary for us to believe in. So I think that it is best to kind of put him in the friend category until he lets you know that he wants more. Until that moment comes, friend zone as much as you can. Maybe you can have a nice, beautiful, healthy, loving friendship that will last 10 times longer than any romantic relationship will. So that's it for you for that. As far as the love connection goes, I think it's right around the corner of you finding the person who will be the soulmate of life, or someone you will be able to be up with your life as well. But you eventually have to decide what is going to make you the most happiest in the end. Do you want a loveless relationship, or do you want a relationship that's and if you can't afford to pay any extra tips, I understand. You tipped something today. That means a lot to me. I appreciate it. I don't want you to spend your last dollar on me. If you can't afford it, I understand, okay? Yep, you're next in the queue. There, um, no joint tips. Oh, see what happens when I accidentally press the wrong button? Yeah, I know. I know that's what was a mistake. So I was just gonna go to next and go to Sheenam's next. So all right. So Sheenam, welcome. You want to know where is my boyfriend? Have you called him and asked him where he's at? First of all, sorry, it's always easy. It's like, where are you at? But let's see if we can define any kind of answers for you there today. Okay, let me do that cleansing shuffle for you there, Sheenam, before we get you a reading here about that answer here. Thank you very much. Appreciate. Where is he? How many times do you want me to shuffle the deck for you, Sheenam? 1 through 10. Let's see if it gives you a location or where to look at least. We're going to look at this as these cards as where to look, okay? One, two, three, four. Now pick your number 1 through 52, and we're going to find out the 3 places you can find somebody where he could possibly be. And then the last card will be where you will find true love. So 1 through 52. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the 12th card is where your answer is the first place you can find them around. Okay. So we're literally looking at these like places because I think that's what you want to know is what place you can find this person in, where your boyfriend is. Are you having trouble contacting him for some reason, or is this a potential boyfriend? Because I want to try to be as accurate as possible. Just want to clarify the question just a little bit more, okay? Are you trying to find a potential boyfriend, or are you trying to find out where your actual boyfriend is? Okay, so you're in contact, but I guess I'm trying to figure out what do you mean by that, because that can be a little where or okay. Let me see if there's anything else I missed here. Where is he? So where is he? I have a boyfriend. You want to know where he's at currently, right? Okay, let's take this as a location then, okay? So he might be around this area today. I don't know if this will help you find him, but he's definitely someplace you feel where his passions are. So he's in a place where he can live out something he's very passionate about. So wherever he's at right now, it's something he's passionate in doing. Then I feel like what's kind of going is he's around someplace where he can get people's approval for being the positive person that he wants in his life. So he's around that part he's the most passionate part, but can kind of get noticed because he wants to start to feel like he's around that place where he's getting rid of those old bad patterns. So he's probably at some place where he can get rid of those old bad patterns to be able to throw in the compost pile for later. So if I take this to mean one specific place, it would be, if you want to take it, the actual literal translation would mean he's somewhere hot where there are lots of pictures around, but there's also some trash and stuff. So if you want to take it as a very literal translation, I think it's more of around the places he likes to normally be around. So think of where this place would be the most conducive for him to be. Then what is going on with the whole destiny card here is where the true love, where he most likely is, or where he is going to be at, is that place where he feels the most protected. So he's a place where he feels protected. He feels strong in his personal passions. He's trying to put himself out there to be seen a little bit more because he's working on himself a little bit. So does that a place that you know of meet all those criteria? I don't see anything indicating with somebody he's doing something where he feels something he's passionate about. So if he's not alone, he's probably with people friends of his that are just hanging out with him. Is this a place where he can show off who he truly is, or would like to be admired or noticed? Maybe he's doing something that requires him to, he's following his dreams and seeing that full big picture. But whatever he's doing has something to do with letting go of something in the past as well. It's a place where he feels safe and secure. Will you please clear this? Clear it how? I mean, as far as on YouTube, as far as the message, I'm trying to get what you're saying there. Well, then I wouldn't worry about that. Why are you putting that out into the universe? I don't think that there's something you need to worry about. But I guess I'm a little confused by, because where is he? Well, those places mean anything to you? Could he be that's where he's at right now? Some place where there might be a little bit of things where there's a place where he can work on himself, get the bigger picture. Maybe he's at the gym. That could mean the gym, for all I know. I'm not. Oh, clarifying. Could I clarify this answer? Because she really didn't define what kind of a place she's wanting to find him in. She didn't say metaphysically where is he at within his personal thoughts, or is it a place where he's in? So if I were to draw, see, this card isn't going to help me, because that means there's some place where he feels like he's being attacked, but needs to dress good for the weather. So I don't care if he's loyal or not. I'm trying to answer the question. That's up to you to decide, not me. Is he loyal to you? Well, then that would mean, if you take this to be that question you just asked, then there's a place where he feels like he's being attacked right now, and he's retreating to a place of safety back underneath that coat where he doesn't want to be attacked anymore. So he's rebuilding up that personal aura so that he can take the attacks that are being flung his way. So, are you purposely trying to accuse him of stuff he's not doing? And does he feel like you're attacking him? Sometimes that can make us not wanting, you know. So that's kind of what that card means. It means it's seeking a place where they can feel safe and secure, where they don't feel like they're being attacked all the time, mentally especially. I think the one thing I want to point out to you is you've been asking this question a lot, Shinam, and I think your gut is trying to tell you something, hon, that maybe I'm not supposed to tell you definitively. I think you really know the answer to this question. You just don't want to say it out loud and be wrong about it. You don't want to give up on something that may be not worth having any more, challenges. Life is about change and growth and being things that you want in your life. And what I'm feeling from you right now is that you're frustrated, but either you have to say to him, I need us to define this better. Hello, can we please be in more communication? Because if you're not, the more you communicate with him and the more you can determine whether he's telling the truth to you or not, and either you know or you don't know, you have to decide whether to trust him or not to trust him in the end. And if he's a place like I said, you got the heat card, you had the picture card, and you had the fuck, I already shuffled it, and the compost card, So that could mean some place where he's getting rid of some bent up energy. Could literally mean the gym. So if you're looking for where he's actually at right now, it could mean he's in the gym somewhere. Doing some exercises and getting, stuff ready for today. That could mean a lot of different places. So I hope that helps, Sheena. I'm always here to help you, sweetie. But either you've got to I think you really have to decide whether or not you want this relationship to work or not, because you're questioning it so much, you're not allowing it to be that. Either you trust him or you don't. If you don't trust him, well, what does that mean to you? It means continue to live your life knowing that he may be out there doing other things with other people. I don't know. And as far as Astral, we'll get you a reading here in just a second. I just wanted to make sure she and Em got what they needed today. So, is someone sending black magic or evil eyes towards my fiance? Don't give that person that kind of power. Even if they were sending him those things, is he the mirror of his life, sending back all those things that he doesn't want in his life? We can do you a general reading to let you know that if there's something coming towards him or not a problem. So what I need from you is I need you to tell me my money and my finances. Okay, your magic, you're fine. You have to pose two different questions to me, so I want to know which ones you would like to answer the most. But the more you give something of the power to have that effect over you, the more you believe in black eyes and black magic and curses and stuff like that, the more they're going to affect you, because that's how they work. The more you believe in them, the more they affect you. Even blessings, unless you believe in them, they aren't going to help you. You have to believe it in order for it to take effect. So what if someone's sending you any of that crap anyway? If they don't believe in it and their personal deity of power is more stronger than what they could ever send to them, then you don't need to worry about that. But I don't really think you need to worry about that. I think they've got enough of a spiritual protection around them that they don't have that to worry about. We can do something with your finances if you want to know more. Or let me know. So all I need for you is to pick a number 1 through 10 of how many times you want me to shuffle the deck for you. 1 through 10. If you want more of a definitive answer. Three. 1, 2, 3. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your answer is in my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 is up on top here. Let's see what the cards say for finances, okay? Okay, so here's what your reading is telling you about your finances. So it is definitely time to start stoking the fires of that bank account. It may be time for you to start to put away, even if it's $5 every time you get paid. It's time to start putting away something. You have to start stoking the fire so that they will keep you warm through the winter or hard times ahead. So if you have something that you have saved up in savings, keep it there until you have an absolute 100% emergency. Maybe you can cut back on those coffees you like every morning, or maybe you can cut back on the breakfast you go out and eat every morning. Take one thing that isn't really going to make your life that much better, one coffee less, one thing that you actually wanted in your life right now. Keep that for later. So start stoking those fires of the things that you want to start adding back into your financial future, because the stoke card means it's time to start adding to. So now is the time to start adding to and start putting more money away so that you can save it for that rainy day. It is now time for you to start to enjoy every flavor of life. So even though you might not have a lot of money right now, it's telling you that it's time to start enjoying every moment as if it is the best moment ever. Like you have that beautiful crafted meal in front of you, and this is your financial well being. You have to take that meal and take it by little bit, little taste by little taste, enjoying every last little morsel along the way. So before spending that dollar on something you may just want, are you spending it on the need first? If your needs have been met, then start spending on your wants. But let's make sure need is met before you start spending on the want part of life. And it's definitely time for you to start enjoying every day and taking back in and feeding yourself back into that bank account again. Yet another adding more stuff into myself to make me healthier. So maybe there's something out there that you've kind of forgot about. There might be something that would help you feed you in your financial future, but you just forgot about it. So maybe check back some of your financial issues. Did you sign up for a 401k? Did you sign up for a life insurance plan? Did you do something with something that you might have left out there that could come back to you right now? Because your future card is saying you'll get to this really good maturity level coming in the future. So you will come to a better financial future, because the Grand Elder card is all about gaining the knowledge in which you need in order to live a life that is more wise wisdom of choices. So you'll make better financial choices, better financial decisions. You'll allow yourself to do that because you will have reached that maturity level where you have learned from the mistakes of the past. They are no longer going to hurt your present person of who you are home of. So we have to make sure our home is always safe first. Then after that, after we make sure we are paying the bills that are the most essential, then we can start doing other things. But your destiny card is telling you it's time to start basking in the happy again. So I think that means that if the more positive energy you add onto this part, so if there's maybe a light job you could go do to add some extra money onto the bank account, maybe an Uber driving job or something you could just do for a couple hours, that could be your savings money that you're saving up for doing what you truly want to be doing, because it's time to get around those positive influences, around those positive friends who are going to help you find that financial future you are looking for. So it looks like you have a pretty favorable kind of a reading here. You have to do part of the work yourself. First, you have to stoke that bank account up enough to where you can have something just started. Then you have to feed more into that so that it can be a healthy amount. Then you have to make sure that you're spending it wisely, using it with all the wisdom and things that you've learned over the years in order for your financial future to improve. But you also have to remember to bask in the positivity of thinking that things are going to get better. And that's basically what the cards are telling you. And that is your reading there, my friend, Astro. I think you have to get back to some better financial planning. I think you have to kind of rework how you spend your money. My last intuitional thoughts is you have to kind of re-go over the budget again and really say, do I need this in order to be happy? The first things first, let's make sure all of our basic essential needs are met. Then when we have money left over, we need to take part of that money and save it, and part of that money and spend it on things we want, because we can't live a life of just trying to always play catch up. You got to spend a little bit on yourself sometimes to keep that motivation going, because even if you're buying yourself one drink a month, that's your reward for spending, and that's kind of what I feel you need to do more, is just have a better control of your own spending habits. Maybe go back to some more very scrutinizing your budget a little bit better. I don't think anyone's sending you an evil eye. I just think it's old bad patterns that you have yet to correct more than anything. Stop blaming other people. Start looking at what you're doing and spending it on. If I'm spending $5 on a cappuccino every day, and I could be putting that $5 somewhere else, am I spending? How much am I spending on things like my fast foods, my drinks, my stuff like that? At least that's what the cards are saying. Whether you follow that advice or not, that's understandable. Since I see you're having financial issues, I don't require a donation if you can afford to do so. I don't want the last dollar. If you're already having financial issues, please go spend it on what you need, not what you want. I'm a want, not a need. Want you to know the answers? Great. Want to pay me something for it? It doesn't have to be a lot. Well, no matter what you do, I truly appreciate it. You can also just review me on my socials too. So just checking something real quick here. I do appreciate any tip you send my way. Yeah, you need to stop giving away the money. If you're not going to spend it on yourself for a change and keep it for yourself, then you won't need it for yourself. Sometimes you got to let people run their own finances, and you got to say, no, I can't help you right now. I'm trying to save up for. It's okay. They will be okay just because they don't have your help. Well, you have to have a cutoff, a place where you cut them off too, because the more you can only help someone so much. And I've been in this position where I've needed help constantly too. Okay, but you can only help someone so much. Eventually, they have to start taking control of their own life and start doing it themselves. And you aren't responsible for their financial well-being. Your financial well-being for yourself, unless they're your wife, you're someone who's living with you on a daily basis, your kids, your stuff like that. Then those are the people you need to be spending your money on, not outside forces who are just going, can you help me today? Okay, no, I can help you. I can give you a loan that you'll pay me back. So be a little bit more constructive on where you want to put your money. Got to put your foot down and say, I can't help you. Once in a while, too. Especially when you're concerned about your own finances, that's when you need to stop. not stop helping everyone until you become healthy yourself. Oh, monkeys. They don't need your help. They want your help. They need your help. Are they living on the streets, cold and alone with nowhere to turn? Then they need you. If they just want a little bit extra money to get them through to next week, tell them to budget better. Now, I know that can be sound kind of cruel sometimes, but sometimes we can be a little too givey with our family members, and there has to be a point where you say enough is enough. I can't help you more than this. I need to help myself. Oh, it's a nice day out today, but it still gets a little warm in this room every once in a while. Is it something you can afford to do? And can you say to them, this is the last time I'm loaning you any money? And this will be a loan. This will not be I'm giving you. Because make them responsibility for you paying them back. So that's all I'm saying is just make sure you have a nice, solid understanding of what your expectations are if you are giving them that money. Because I've been in that situation. I want to help my family members out as much as I can, but I can't put myself in danger either, you know? And they have their own lives, and if they need more money, they need to contemplate what they need to do to start earning more money. You know, not depend on me all of the time. So, and it's hard to say no to family. It really is. It's hard to say no to family, but we need to do it. You're always helping them out, and they never can seem to get ahead themselves. What are they spending their money on? I guess you know. Family's going to be there no matter what, whether you can help them or not. Yeah, exactly. Now I had to learn to do that too. I'm not always the greatest at doing that. A lot of us aren't good at doing that. Honestly, a lot of us aren't good at budgeting our food and things that we don't need to be spending our money on. If we think about things we could do to make just chip that little bit of small pennies off of the money we're spending stuff on when we really don't need it. Instead of buying your monster every day, buy something that's going to really get you a little bit more, some real good energy. It's not going to crash out on you throughout the day. So buy something that's going to last longer, not that's going to last for a temporary morning. Yes, I drink coffee, but coffee's not expensive. So, but I make my coffee. I don't go to some place to get my coffee made for me. So I can't go anywhere. I don't have a car. I think as long as you stick to your guns and you stick to your own budget. I will be back. Are you live every day? Pretty much every day, except the 3rd and the 10th of every month. I am not here. And on a random once in a while, my pain becomes too much where I can't be here. Other than that, yeah, I'm here every day. So there are a lot of other ways to show me love, guys. You can also share me out to your social sites, to people who are a part of your personal journey as well. Let them know, hey, there's this really good tarot reading guy who helps people. He asks for donations, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you can do to help me, I truly appreciate it. But I'm not here to make you a broke ass person either, okay? I understand. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not really talking very much right now. I'm just kind of taking a mental break here, checking on some of my emails and stuff like that real quick. So sometimes I can be talkative here, sometimes I can't be. Yeah, some coffee, we just relax, we sit, chat, and chill. Sometimes I have music playing, but that doesn't always allow people to hear me. So Doody doo, doo 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 doo. La 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 la. I have a mantra that I like to live by, guys. Is to live by this every single day of my life. Remember, no matter what I tell you here today, you have the right and responsibility to go live the life you want to live. So go live your best day ever starting today by simply saying that. Today can be your best day ever. That is what I've been living my life by for almost 5 years now. And ever since I made the choice to be happy and start to find my happiness every day, that's when I started living again. Before that, I was a dying man just waiting for death. Now I actually live. And I'm happy that I'm doing that now. I turned my life around to be more positive. So, see, even people like me, we still got to keep ourselves in check from every once in a while. We still got to make sure that we're doing everything we're doing. So, hmm. Oh, my. The thing I worry about money. Whatever that is. La la la. Oh, that's all I try to do is I try to help people find the best possible paths for them. I try to talk about things that I think will help people in their lives, talk about my own issues. Sometimes talking about our own issues helps people realize that maybe their lives aren't so crappy after all. And I've been through all of this shit storm just like a lot of people in life. So, I'm no stranger to misery. Hmm. We are getting ready. If you're on Twitch with me, we are getting ready to start to raid out the channel here, guys. We're starting to get down to the last couple of minutes. So hopefully you guys will travel along with me as we find someone to go show our love to. someone who deserves it as much as we do. So, I always try to pick people who are streamers themselves who don't have a lot of people who need support. So we always go to try to find someone to support. And unless we can't find anybody on at all, then we just pick some random person or something that might be worthy. So I'm deciding who I want to go to today. We'll see if they have any more people pop on here before the time ticks away. Because there's only one person I would rate out to right now, and I rated out to her the last couple days in a row. That's an interesting idea. We are going to get ready here, guys. So, it's been a great day so far today. I'm kind of feeling like the energy is leaving. I don't know if there's anything else you would like to talk about, Hyper, but if there's anything last minute things you would like, please let me know right now. Otherwise, I'm going to start getting ready to go lay down, maybe take a little bit more relaxing day today. So I really thank you all for being here as a part of my channel and being a part of my journey. Thank you guys for liking and following and subscribing to my pages. Please, if you guys got a reading today and you can donate, if you have the ability to, don't forget to donate to me. Even if it's just $1, you're still giving me something, telling me I did a good job today. So otherwise, you can show me love on my social links by going to my link tree, the Unknown Prophet 1, and find out all of my other stuff down there. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Love you. Bye-bye.